President Cyril Ramaphosa has, in terms of the Constitution, called for a joint sitting of the two houses of Parliament in liaison with the National Assembly Speaker, Ms. Toko Angela Didiza, and the National Council of Provinces Chairperson, Ms. Refilwe Mthweni-Tsipan. The joint sitting serves as a platform for the President to deliver his annual State of the Nation address. The State of the Nation address is an occasion for the President to set out the government's key policy objectives and priorities for the year ahead. The joint sitting is scheduled for Thursday, 12 February 2026 at Cape Town City Hall at 7 p.m. Watch the State of the Nation address live across Parliament's platforms and follow Parliament on social media and join the conversation using hashtag SONA 2026. Your Parliament, your voice, your future.
Thank you for the invite. My name is Tabolu City. I'm from the Environmental Monitoring Group, an NGO based in Cape Town. We work with farmers, around agroecology principles and agroecology initiatives, and also we are a water-focused organization where we look at bringing justice into the water sector. Mostly the most challenges that we are really facing in the sector is around environmental justice issues. When you look at climate change, the effects it has on poor people, and as we have seen in KZN with the floods, and also now we are seeing Eastern Cape is tripled with the drought. And also when you look at air pollution, if you go to mining towns in Highveld in Mpumalanga, where people are starting to be sick because of the mining activities happening in those areas. So we are facing those issues currently, and climate change is on top of it, because we see, the climate change impacts that we are starting to see now with the heat waves, and also how it's impacting food systems or the food production. So those are the current issues that we are really facing in the country and also in our sector. Some of the successes that we have achieved as an organization, it's around, we've been supporting communities to start, water management activities. From example, in the Eastern Cape, in Ngele village, we supported the community to refurbish, water reservoirs. As we know, there's been, old water infrastructure in these villages and they are not working. But if we start to fix them, people are starting to see the results. We've been supporting, agroecology initiatives whereby in places like Kabula, in Kobo, Kaiskamawuk, we've helped a farmer to start farming in the 7-hectare farm that was kind of fallow because nothing was happening. There's no support from agriculture, and we've seen here in the Western Cape where we started to ask people to read their water bills. As you know, Cape Town water bill is not the easiest to read. Even in the UCT, they've said, even university students are struggling to read these water bills. But for us, it's not just understanding the bill, but also to understand where your water consumption, how is it, what is it used for, so that we can have a conversation with the municipality. So we've been having great dialogues, with the city, from that is organized from, communities, at a national level since 2012 until I think 2021. We had national dialogues with the National Water Department around the National Water Resource Strategy 2, where we forced the department to have an implementation plan for the National Water Resource Strategy 2. So we've been having those successes, and confidence within the people that we work with to engage government, and to engage with policy. So that's our successes, but we're still going to have more successes as time goes. No, I think the president really needs to look at infrastructure. And when we talk about infrastructure, we should take away the word investment because we don't want loans. We just need the president to really look at how much South Africa has to kind of assist, the refurbishment of all the water infrastructure, to upgrade infrastructure that is needed to be upgraded without loans, because we know that if we start having loans, those infrastructure developments will be expensive, and then the rest of the money will need to be recouped from us as the residents of the country. So we need to really look at the infrastructure. As we have seen, as I've mentioned, there's droughts coming, without proper infrastructure to hold the water that is there already. There's no guarantees for sustainable water use for communities. And then with climate change, we want implementation, just transition, it's not only on energy sector, we need just transition in the water sector and all the environmental justice themes. If you look at climate change, if you look at health, if you look at spatial planning, because that's another critical one, because we currently inherited a very racist, spatial planning, whereby black people and those who are poor are staying, next to industries, next to landfills. So we need to really look at how do we do spatial planning and how do we welcome people to stay in the inner city, where people can work where they stay. So there are many things that the president can look, but we need to really look at the infrastructure and without loans. I'm stating that one. But at personal level, we also need to deal with corruption in the country, because it's really crippling service delivery to where it's needed to be sent.
Mikuwa balen, dami ki upload fontin, dami ka gyakwa, dami ang kondema, da chige ome, umege, chiga kya umege gami, daga mi chiga kone, daga okami hatu isa na suyo to saka, nakunaga gami dagi. So my first performance was in Platfontein at Valdebesque. Valdebesque is a rock art site. So that side have a rock art painting of our elderly people, forefathers, old people. So that was my first time performing when I was doing the poetry, and afterward I came back and I was just writing, and then one of my friends from Kimberley outside platform is Cassie. Someone saw opportunity of they're looking for someone who can do a poetry on the UDF 40 years universal celebration. So that person asked me if I can try that, and then I gave my details to them. And then maybe I think it was like 1 week, and those people called me and asked me if I'm available to attend their celebration, and then I available myself to be there. And that was the second time I performed. And then after that performing, I think they like the performance that I gave them, so they booked me again. And then I did the other one also at the Kimberley City Hill. And for me, like, I do not know what to say. It's like I'm excited and I'm nervous, and nervous is excitement. So I think I'm the chosen one, because there was also like challenges, because one of my friends, not my friends, is an elderly woman, but we work very close together. So she nominated me, and when those people called both of us to ask who can be nominated to do the praising for president, and then I was thinking about someone, and then when they called her, she nominated me, and those people came back and said, "Congrats, Martha, nominated you to do this." And then I was asking myself, I even asked her, like, what did I do to deserve this? Why did you do this to me? And she said, "No, I trust you, and I believe in you, and I know you can." And then I was like, if that couple of days I was asking myself, I couldn't get it right. I'm like, why did this woman nominated me? So for me to build that state is like a dream come true, because I used to tell my old former boss that I want to be a female president. That's what I told him. When I started to prepare for this performance, I did a little bit of research about the president himself to find maybe more information. And after I did the research, then I started to write. I think that was like on Tuesday night. I started writing last week Tuesday night. And I just wrote a sample thing, and then I went through it, and I shared it with someone and asked what do they feel about it. I actually did the right I wrote 2. So I write the first script, and then I couldn't feel the one, and then I told myself like the first one I'm not feeling it, so I'm not going to use that one. And then I write the second one. So when I wrote the second one, and I take the first one and I compared it with the first one, and then I checked both of them, and then this one actually got something that is strong, and then I decided that I'm going with the second one because it had like a good message. So this is how I prepared the poetry for the performance. What I can say is that any young upcoming poet or anyone who might think they can do it, or maybe always dream to do it, they shouldn't stop writing. They should look at the ones that got like recognized by the big line, those people who get an award for it, and they must also try to attend like poetry workshop, because I see FBOB have this thing that they give poetry writers the workshop. They will send you the link to join it online, so you need to submit something and then always join the class. And they shouldn't give up, because like you never know what is tomorrow is holding for you, so you just have to write, because maybe there is someone who's watching and you don't know what you're gonna get, and maybe someone is gonna surprise you with something big and amazing. So all I'm saying to them is they should never stop writing. You can write anything, even if you got it in sitting in the bus traveling somewhere and you get inspiration or something that you can see, because we get our inspiration by a lot of things. You can get your inspiration by the movement of people, or maybe the sound, or maybe anything. You get your inspiration there, and if you see something that bring message in your mind, you should just write a sample thing, and then afterward you can see what you can do about it. Poetry is a big platform where you can also say stories about yourself and others, because you are writing not just for fun, you are writing for things that you are seeing. And I personally, when I started writing, I was writing through my emotional, the thing that I was experiencing at the time. So sometimes you get it, like you, and the word is just gonna pop into your head, what is coming out, and that is the thing that I think they should stick on. And it actually bring a lot of message if you can look deeper than that. It is a storytelling through art, because you are there's children who are watching you, there's people who are looking at you, and some of the other people don't understand, but the ones who knows the thing understand what is the message that you are spreading to the world of through poetry. I actually want to publish a book about the real life in my community. I started, I think maybe many years I've been writing little pieces, but I'm not getting where I want to get. So maybe after this performance, I have to just keep writing, and that is going to be the second big thing that I always want to do. And I want to be the first person publishing a very good book writing by indigenous woman or indigenous person like me in my community. I want to be the first one to do that, because I know in history no one have ever done that. It's only the professor who come and study our culture and study things, and the doctors, professor who come and study our things. They are the ones who's writing books about us. I wanna be the first one from my community doing that in future. And yeah, I have a very big dream of seeing myself in a very big stage, and I believe in that one day it's gonna happen. So maybe this is the start.
President Cyril Ramaphosa has, in terms of the Constitution, called for a joint sitting of the two houses of Parliament in liaison with the National Assembly Speaker, Ms. Togo Angela Didiza, and the National Council of Provinces Chairperson, Ms. Refulem Tshweni-Tsipan. The joint sitting serves as a platform for the President to deliver his annual State of the Nation address. The State of the Nation address is an occasion for the President to set out the government's key policy objectives and priorities for the year ahead. The joint sitting is scheduled for Thursday, 12 February 2026 at Cape Town City Hall at 7 p.m. Watch the State of the Nation address live across Parliament's platforms and follow Parliament on social media and join the conversation using hashtag SONA 2026. Your Parliament, your voice, your future.
Climate change and inequality go hand in hand. That the climate change impacts affect the poorest people the hardest, and it's really important that we have fast and efficient emergency responses, but also that communities are strong enough to deal with these disasters. And that means people having incomes like universal basic income, it means decent housing, it means infrastructure that works. So definitely we're going to be watching for that. An effective and credible SONA commitment would be one that centers people and the planet, that understands that we're already dealing with climate change, and that if we are not able to deal with inequality, it's going to impact a lot more people a lot harder. We have to start planning and focusing on the types of interventions and spending that is going to protect people and the planet, because without a healthy planet, we can't be healthy ourselves. It's really important. It's important because it creates jobs, which improves livelihoods, making our communities more sustainable, but also it's better for the planet. It means local production, means less transport, so less carbon in the atmosphere. So yeah, it's really important, and it's really fun to watch. So the Constitution guarantees the right to water, food, and a healthy environment. And it's been important in terms of having that on paper. But unless we deal with inequality, unless we have a more equal society that allows everyone to thrive, but also everyone to be resilient to the climate changes, we're not going to achieve what the Constitution dreamed we would have, and we dreamed we would have. Taking care of our environment is taking care of ourselves. We're part of the environment. If we live in an unhealthy environment, we're not going to be healthy. Also, the environment protects us from climate change. Floods are reduced if you have healthy wetlands, the impact of floods. We can do a lot more, but I think it's also incumbent on the private sector to take responsibility for the pollution that they do. Our communities are polluted with nappies and Coke bottles and all those kind of things. And whilst it's important that as a community we try to recycle, statistics show that recycling only does about 20% of the plastic, and the rest still goes into the environment. So we also need to start putting massive amounts of pressure on the polluters that profits from selling their products and take no responsibility for the waste that those products create. So our focus is on communities, water and food. We don't have consumer awareness around issues of pollution and that kind of thing. But when we do our workshops and when we work with the communities we work with, the perspective of caring for nature, of trying our best to recycle, of reduce, reuse, recycle is part of our daily work. So whilst we don't have campaigns, that is our kind of at the core of the work that we do.
The State of the Nation Address is a state ceremony. which means the President will take a national salute on a podium outside the National Assembly building, which includes the 21-gun salute and a flypast by the South African Air Force. The 21-gun salute became an international norm for the highest honor a nation rendered and is fired in honor of the head of state. The guns are fired from the company gardens behind the parliamentary precinct. The 21-gun salute will start when the national anthem starts, synchronizing the first shot with the first note of the anthem. The whole salute takes 1 minute and 40 seconds. There are 5-second gaps between the shots. The 21 guns are fired from 4 25-pounders. So gun number 1 will fire 6 shots, and the remaining guns will fire 5. The end of the anthem is marked by a flypast by the South African Air Force, which takes place on the last note of the national anthem. The flypast is meticulously planned to ensure that the planes are flying over Parliament at the correct moment.
President Cyril Ramaphosa has, in terms of the Constitution, called for a joint sitting of the two houses of Parliament in liaison with the National Assembly Speaker, Ms. Togo Angela Didiza, and the National Council of Provinces Chairperson, Ms. Refulem Tshweni-Tsipane. The joint sitting serves as a platform for the President to deliver his annual State of the Nation address. The State of the Nation address is an occasion for the President to set out the government's key policy objectives and priorities for the year ahead. The joint sitting is scheduled for Thursday, 12 February 2026 at Cape Town City Hall at 7 p.m. Watch the State of the Nation address live across Parliament's platforms and follow Parliament on social media and join the conversation using hashtag SONA 2026. Your Parliament, your voice, your future.
The Constitution protects our democracy by separating the power of the state into 3 different but interdependent components or arms: the legislature, which is Parliament, the executive, known as well as the cabinet, and the judiciary, which are the courts. The 3 arms of the state ensure that power is divided, so no arm of the state has all the power. This minimizes the risk of abuse of state power. Each of these arms has its own responsibilities, but functions in a way that complements each other, so that effective cooperative governance is possible. Parliament consists of 2 houses: the National Assembly and the National Council of Provinces, whose members are elected by the people of South Africa. Each house has its own distinctive functions and powers, as set out in the Constitution. The National Assembly is responsible for choosing the President, passing laws, ensuring that the members of the executive perform their work properly, and providing a forum where the representatives of the people can publicly debate issues. The National Council of Provinces is also involved in the lawmaking processes and provides a forum for debate on issues affecting the provinces. Its main focus is ensuring that provincial interests are taken into account in the national sphere of government. The President is the head of state and of the national executive. He exercises executive authority together with other members of the cabinet, namely the Deputy President and ministers. The executive develops policy, for example, by preparing and initiating legislation which it submits to Parliament for approval. It then implements that policy by running the administration of the country by means of the different government departments. The executive must account for its actions and policies to Parliament. The judiciary is made up of the courts, such as the Constitutional Court, the Supreme Court of Appeal, High Courts, magistrate courts, and other courts established or recognized through an Act of Parliament. The head of the Constitutional Court is also the Chief Justice of South Africa. The Constitution states that the courts must be independent and act impartially. Organs of state such as Parliament and the executive must assist and protect the courts in order to ensure their independence, impartiality, dignity, accessibility, and effectiveness. This constituted division of state power is an important democratic principle called the separation of powers.
President Cyril Ramaphosa has, in terms of the Constitution, called for a joint sitting of the two houses of Parliament in liaison with the National Assembly Speaker, Ms. Toko Angela Didiza, and the National Council of Provinces Chairperson, Ms. Refulem Tweni-Tsipan. The joint sitting serves as a platform for the President to deliver his annual State of the Nation address. The State of the Nation address is an occasion for the President to set out the government's key policy objectives and priorities for the year ahead. The joint sitting is scheduled for Thursday, 12 February 2026 at Cape Town City Hall at 7 p.m. Watch the State of the Nation address live across Parliament's platforms and follow Parliament on social media and join the conversation using hashtag SONA 2026. Your Parliament, your voice, your future.
Yeah, thank you for this opportunity. It's great to be here, have you here. And yeah, I'm Dr. Pippa Norton. I'm a director of a consultancy called The Greenhouse. We work in climate change and basically in greening products and services and the economy to a greener future. We work with the textile sector to what can we do to make clothing greener. One of the things that comes out really strongly is to not just wear something once. So all that beautiful clothing mustn't now go into a closet and stay there, or worse still, land up in a landfill. So all that energy and the materials and the chemicals that went into manufacturing that needs to be used many times for them to wear them again. And if you don't want to be seen in the same outfit many times, there are many fabulous organizations that allow high-end clothing to be donated to those that don't have otherwise an opportunity to wear that sort of clothing. So to get the best out of them. There's a lot of new business models out there, because I think recognizing that we want to wear interesting and new and vibrant clothing, but we also recognize that clothing has a high environmental impact when you make it. So there's a lot of exciting new business models around donating, sort of reuse, or hiring, rental models, hiring models, resale models, repurposing. And I think, yeah, with the innovation, the South Africans, we're known to be innovative, and there are some really great designers that take repurposed fabric, so, you know, recycled, and then remake it into something new and beautiful again. So I think to really support those sort of innovative designers.
President Cyril Ramaphosa has, in terms of the Constitution, called for a joint sitting of the two houses of Parliament in liaison with the National Assembly Speaker, Ms. Toko Angela Didiza, and the National Council of Provinces Chairperson, Ms. Refulem Tweni-Tsipan. The joint sitting serves as a platform for the President to deliver his annual State of the Nation address. The State of the Nation address is an occasion for the President to set out the government's key policy objectives and priorities for the year ahead. The joint sitting is scheduled for Thursday, 12 February 2026 at Cape Town City Hall at 7 p.m. Watch the State of the Nation address live across Parliament's platforms and follow Parliament on social media and join the conversation using hashtag SONA 2026. Your Parliament, your voice, your future.